Imagine this. It's Friday afternoon. You've had a long, kind of brutal week at the office, but you're walking out to your car feeling okay. Actually, better than okay. You're feeling good. You check your phone, and there it is, that notification that your direct deposit hit. You look at the number, and for a second, it feels like magic. It's a big number. Bigger than it used to be. Maybe you just crossed that six-figure threshold. Or maybe you got that promotion you've been killing yourself for. And in that moment, the world feels open. You think to yourself, finally, I made it. The struggle is over. You drive home, and you're already planning the weekend. Maybe you'll order that expensive takeout you usually deny yourself. Maybe you'll finally buy that new gadget you've been eyeing for months. You feel a sense of relief, like a weight has been lifted off your chest. You tell yourself you're going to start saving next month once you get settled, once you celebrate a little. But then next month comes, and the car breaks down. Or you get a wedding invitation. Or you just realize that your apartment is too small for your lifestyle now. So you upgrade. You spend a little more here, a little more there, because hey, you're a six-figure earner now. Right. You're supposed to live like a fast forward 6 months. You're sitting at your kitchen table, staring at your credit card statement, and you feel that familiar, sinking feeling in your stomach. The anxiety is back. You're making more money than you ever have in your life. Possibly more than your parents made at your age, yet you somehow have less to show for it. You're confused. You're frustrated. You're wondering, where is it all going? It's a strange place to be, isn't it? You did everything right. You got the degree. You got the job. You climbed the ladder. But instead of feeling rich, you just feel trapped. My name is Zion, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, financial psychology, and why some people seem to effortlessly build wealth, while others stay stuck in the same financial patterns for decades. And this specific pattern, the pattern where you make more but keep less, is absolutely fascinating to me because it tricks the smartest people I know. It tricks people who are good at math, people who are successful in their careers, and people who are otherwise very responsible. And the craziest part, the trap isn't set by the economy, or your landlord, or the price of eggs. It's set by your own brain today. We're going to dive deep into why making $100,000 a year often feels like being broke, why this specific salary number is a psychological danger zone, and, most importantly, how you can flip the script so that your income actually translates to freedom, instead of just a more expensive cage. Because here is the truth that nobody likes to admit. Making more money doesn't automatically make you rich. In fact, without a shift in your psychology, making more money is often just a faster way to go broke. Let's start with the biggest illusion of all, the batch. There is something deeply psychological about crossing the six-figure mark. For years, maybe decades, society tells us that $100,000 is the finish line. It's the promised land. It's the number where, supposedly, your money problems vanish. So, when you finally get that job offer or that raise, your brain interprets it not just as a financial event, but as a transformation of identity. You are now a high earner. You have arrived. And what do high earners do? They drive nice cars. They live in nice apartments. They drink premium coffee. They don't clip coupons. Your brain immediately starts curating a lifestyle that it thinks matches your new status. This is what we call lifestyle creep, but that term is way too gentle. It's more like lifestyle infection. It happens silently, and it spreads fast. Here's a story I see play out constantly. Let's say you were living comfortably on $65,000 a year. You were renting a place for $1,400 a month. You drove a paid-off Honda Civic. You were cooking dinner most nights. You weren't building a massive empire of wealth, but you weren't drowning either. You were steady. Then, you get a new job offer. $110,000 a year. That's a $45,000 raise. Your brain does the quick math. That's almost $4,000 a month extra. I'm going to be rich. So, what's the first thing you do? Well, you feel like you deserve a better place to live. You find a nicer apartment in a trendier part of town. It is a gym, a doorman, maybe a rooftop pool. The rent is $2,100. That's an $800 jump from your old place. But hey, you can afford it now, right? Then, you look at your Civic. It's got 90,000 miles on it. It runs fine, but it doesn't scream $110,000 a year, so you go to the dealership. You're not going to buy a Ferrari, but you get a nice leased SUV. Something reliable and professional. The payment is $500 a month. Again, totally manageable with your new salary. Then comes the wardrobe. You need to look the part. New suits, better shoes, maybe a nicer watch. You spend $1,500 there. And then, the small stuff changes. You stop going to the grocery store to buy the generic brand beans. You start ordering lunch every day because, I work hard, I deserve a treat. That's $15 a day. $300 a month. You get a better phone plan. You upgrade your streaming services. You sign up for a ClassPass membership that you swear you're going to use. Do you see the pattern? Every single one of these decisions feels logical and small in isolation. An extra $800 in rent. That's the price of living in a safe, nice building. A $500 car payment. That's just standard transportation. But when you add it all up, your fixed expenses, your burn rate, has skyrocketed. Let's do the sad math on that $45,000 raise first. The government gets their cut. Depending on where you live and your tax situation, that $45,000 gross raise might only turn into $28,000 or $30,000 in your pocket. That's still great money, right? But let's look at your new expenses. Rent increased by $800 a month. That's $9,600 a year. Car payment is $500 a month. That's $6,000 a year. Lunches and coffee, let's say that adds up to $400 a month now. That's $4,800 a year. Wardrobe, gadgets, nicer subscriptions. That's easily another $3,000 a year. Add that up. $9,600 plus $6,000 plus $4,800 plus $3,000. That's $23,400 a year in new spending. So, you got a $30,000 raise after taxes. And you immediately spent $23,400 of it on upgrading your life. You are left with a net improvement of just $6,600 a year. That's about $550 a month. You went through the stress of interviewing, the pressure of a new job, the expectation to perform at a higher level, and for what? For a slightly better apartment and a car that you don't even own. You effectively worked for months and months just to give your money to a landlord and a bank. You didn't buy freedom. You rented a slightly nicer version of the same life you had before. And here's the scary part. Once you upgrade, you rarely go back. It is incredibly difficult to downgrade your lifestyle. We adapt to luxury instantly. Within 2 weeks, that rooftop pool isn't a luxury, it's just an expectation. The heated seats in your car aren't a treat, they're a necessity. If you had to move back to your old $1,400 apartment, you would feel like you were being punished. You feel poor, even though you're making 6 figures. That is the trap. You have raised your baseline so high that you need that high salary just to survive. You are no longer working to build wealth, you are working to feed the lifestyle beast you created. This leads me to the second part of the trap, and this one is much more hidden. It's the trap of potential wealth. When you make $100,000, you feel wealthy. You look at your bank account and you see numbers that are higher than you've ever seen. This creates a false sense of security. It's called the wealth effect. When your assets, or in this case, your income, go up, you feel richer, so you spend more freely. I have a friend. Let's call him Dave. Dave is a brilliant guy. He's in software sales. Last year, he had a killer year and made about $180,000. He was on top of the world. He bought a boat. Not a yacht, but a nice, decent-sized boat. He took a trip to Japan. He started buying expensive wine. He felt financially invincible. We were grabbing coffee a few months ago, and he was stressing out. I mean, really stressing. He was talking about how the market was softening and his commissions were down for the quarter. He was worried about his mortgage. He was worried about the storage fees for the boat. I asked him, Dave, how much do you have in savings? He looked at me, kind of embarrassed, and said, I don't know. Maybe 10 grand. I was stunned. He made almost $200,000 last year. He should have had $50,000 or $100,000 in the bank easily. But he didn't. He spent his money based on his peak income potential, assuming the good times would never end. He confused high income with high net worth. High income is how much money flows through your hands. High net worth is what stays in your hands. Most people at the $100, $0 to the $100,000 level are high income, low net worth individuals. They look rich on the outside. They have the nice clothes, the cars, the Instagram-worthy vacations. But if you turned off their income stream tomorrow, they would be broke in 3 months. They are one layoff, one medical emergency, or one industry downturn away from disaster. The trap is believing that the income stream is permanent. It is not. Your human capital, your ability to earn money, is your greatest asset. But it can be fragile. Industries change. Health issues happen. Recessions happen. If you tie your lifestyle completely to your current income, you are walking a tightrope without a net. So, why is the $100,000 mark specifically so dangerous? Well, it's the Goldilocks zone of financial delusion.